What's going on, guys? So, real quick one for you today. I've been getting a lot of questions about my ramps. I've got two quarter pipes to kind of make a half pipe at my place, and I think it's because Harry Main's recently done his backyard mini ramp. People have kind of been like, oh, they've put two and two together and figured out, I've made some ramps as well. I kind of got some questions about how I built them and size and stuff like that. So what I do today really quickly is I thought I'd just show you my ramps, talk you through it, and then talk about what needs to still be done on them. Any plans for the future? Kind of been pretty slack this week. Uni's really busy at the moment because it's coming up to end of semester. Workload is flat out, so there was no video on Monday. And just for the moment, videos might not be 3 a week. They may be like 2 a week or something like that. Just because it is really busy, but I'll do my best to get some stuff out for you guys. But anyway, today I'm gonna go and take a look at my ramps, and I'll kind of talk you through how I built them, why things are certain sizes, and yeah, we'll have a look at them. Alright, so here they are. There's two quarters. They're exactly the same. So just for ease of filming, I'll just show you this one. But just know that that's exactly the same, minus the weird deck thing that still needs to be finished on the back there. But up until there, it's exactly the same. Same width, height, and radius. So first of all, they're about 1.2 meters high, I think, which is just off 5 foot. And then I think the radius that I did on it, the radius is that curve there. I think I did a 7 foot radius, I think. I think it was a 7 foot. Played around with a 6 foot, and I think an 8 foot. 8 foot was that line, I don't know if you can see it. But it was way too mellow for what I wanted to do, getting up on pegs on the coping. Originally I built this without coping. Kind of, Harry Main, one of his older videos said that, you know, it's less noise if you don't have coping, and it doesn't really affect grinding. Well, I kind of disagree with that, and especially on stalls. When I didn't have coping on, I actually chewed up, I don't know if you can see that, chewed up the ply there. So I decided to bite the bullet and put a bit of coping on, because otherwise it was just going to destroy the ramp, and it was kind of really, I don't know, I didn't like kind of doing peg tricks on it. So that's why I put coping on. Originally, yeah, tried to keep it off just for noise purposes, but put it on the end. This is just like a galvanized pipe, so kind of like a fence post, and then it's just simply drilled in with screws. You've got like a slightly bigger hole on the top, and then the hole in there is a little bit smaller, so you can get the screw through the first hole, but then it doesn't drill through the second one, and then it yeah, just screws in to the ramp itself. Width-wise, these ramps are around about 2.4 meters wide, I think. I think they're about 2.4 meters wide, and yeah, they're really heavy. They're pretty sturdy. I don't really know how to show you that they're sturdy. This one more so than that one. That one can kind of move a little bit because it's not pressed into anything. So if you do hit it hard enough, it can kind of just rock around a little bit. Underneath here, this is the part that's different on this one to that one, is obviously I've set it, we've got the shed here, so I decided to try and sit it parallel, or not parallel, sit it so it runs straight out there, but then that left in turn a gap here. So all I did was simply just kind of create like a little extra deck thing just with spare timber, and pretty much fill it in with scraps like this, like that, and then it'll just need to be top dressed with another pair of, I think it was 12mm board. Something I did learn from building these is I could probably have saved a lot more money if I didn't go ply on the sides, because that's 12mm ply on the sides, and if I went with like a chipboard kind of thing, like a slightly stronger chipboard than what you'd normally use, I could have got away with doing that, saving money on the sides, and then just use more ribbing, which is there. I'll try and we'll get under here and have a look, see if you can see it. I'll change the lighting in a sec and show you under there, but yeah, I could have saved a little bit of money doing it that way, but for what it's worth, it's not going to fall apart anytime soon. So yeah, I don't know if you can see under there, but pretty much you can just see the ribbing all through there, kind of our decking, and joists, kind of things like that. I don't know, I'm in no way, shape or form carpenter, but these are relatively easy to build. It's pretty much just cut your sides, and then that's going to determine the steepness of your ramp. If you get your radius right, you should be fine. yeah, there's really not much to them. That's kind of all there is under there. So obviously plans in the future would be to finish this deck off so that it sits level. With that, that's just a case of I've got the offcuts behind the shed. I just need to find the time to then finish placing them in, and then go and spend the money and buy a couple more of those just to top dress that there. I was considering putting like a door on there so you could store stuff, but I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe, maybe not. Something I definitely need to do is treat this with something, because otherwise it will rot. I've been pretty lucky, I've covered it up and we haven't really had too many heavy rains since I built it, but you can see where the water kind of collects down the bottom here, that it's kind of like going a little scummy and mouldy. But in saying that, what I also want to do is cut kind of along there and put a nice piece of metal kind of shedding, so you don't have that ridge coming onto the ramp. Doesn't really bother me so much riding a bike, but I just want to kind of make it as smooth as possible, and then you kind of get rid of some of that flex that sits in there as well. Something else that needs to be done is definitely, I want to paint the sides, just kind of black sides on it, on all of them, and then yeah, that's really about it. But definitely treat this in something to kind of protect it from the weather. But other than that, the coping's galvanised, so it should hold up in the weather. If it doesn't and it gets a little bit rusty, I'm not particularly worried about it. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. I'll show you this one, just so you can see that it really isn't too different. Again, exactly the same size. This one, actually, I lie. This one has more joisting in it. In the back, that's something that needs to be done on that one as well. I need to do some more diagonal bracing instead of just lateral horizontal bracing, just to kind of take some of the wobble out of it, because that one does have a little bit of movement, the one over there. This one's pretty sturdy, and putting diagonal bracing in definitely helped. I wouldn't mind putting a backing on this as well, kind of stiffen it up a little bit as well. The only other thing I really would want to do with this one is kind of make a deck. They're quite small decks. I mean, you can foot jam them, and that's fine, but if you go over the back of it, you're kind of in a bit of trouble. I wouldn't mind making this like a kind of deck that goes out, say, like there, so you can kind of do something, more fly out stuff, or at least just give you some more room. So yeah, all up it was about $800 to build the two, which wasn't too bad. Again, I probably could have saved a lot more cost if I was a little bit smarter with my wood choicing. Not so much in the skinning of it, like the face, but just the sides. I probably could have not used ply. I saved a bit more money there, and probably even for my struts and the bracing, even used a slightly cheaper cut of timber as well. But you know, that's all part of the fun. If I was to do something else next time, I could probably get away with it a little bit cheaper. Of course, if you know someone like at a timber yard, or you just have wood lying around, you could probably even just use something like that and just come up with something cool. Look at Trey Jones and what he builds and stuff like that out of like pallets, and it's just crazy. But yeah, hopefully that's answered a few questions about these ramps. Again, sorry for the kind of not so many uploads this week, and possibly within the next couple of weeks, just still because uni's really just winding up and we're getting into exam time, so might be a little bit light on. It's not at all because you know we're giving up or anything like that. We're not giving up on the channel. We just need to, you know, get this done, and then got a bit of time off after that, so I can ride during the day and stuff like that and film videos, which is cool. And we're off to Melbourne. Probably do an update soon. I'll do this Friday. We'll do I'll answer the Q&A thing, and then next week there'll be more riding videos, and we'll do an update as well and explain what's happening with Melbourne, because we haven't really touched on that yet. But anyway, hopefully that's explained a little bit more about these ramps. Try and make a few more videos with them as well. Haven't really had the time to ride them as much as I'd like to, but yeah, might do those changes to it as well. Putting the metal kind of plate on the front, and then treating it so it doesn't rot, so I don't have to worry about covering it up. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you got any more questions or anything I didn't cover about these ramps, leave them in the comments. I'll happily answer them, or answer them to the best of my abilities. But yeah, anyway, we'll see you next time, guys. See ya.